Hi, welcome to the next video. In this video, we will see how to transfer data by using the SQL Server Stored Procedure activity in Azure Data Factory. As you can see, this is the official documentation where first we need to create a stored procedure activity with user interface, and then I'll go for the SQL Server Database in order to transfer data from my side. Now here you can see I just created the Azure SQL Server inside my portal Azure, and the Azure inside the Azure SQL I have n number of server name and n number of tables. Right now I'm inside the SQL Server and SQL table. Here you can see on the left table I have multiple tables here. If I want to show the data from the product table, it's showing the product table, product content, product ID, name, product number. Let's create a procedure at the end of SQL database. Now here is the entire procedure where I can create the procedure name. So I'm going to name this procedure as a create procedure. This is the name which I want to create. I want to give the variable name, and I'm going to execute as name as begin, update this table and assign the name which I'm going to assign to my stored procedure. So I'm going to create this stored procedure. Let's run. Can you see this query is successful? Now I'm going to execute this exec execute this product name, this procedure by the name, same name, and this time I'll have to give any name. So when I'll provide any name, it will update the product name who's having product ID 6880. So now I'm going to name, for example, I'm going to name biscuit. So this would be the updated name. Let's execute this command only. Can you see this is succeeded now? Now I'm going to show the entire table again by running the first command. Now can you see product ID 680, now it's showing biscuit. Previously it was something else. Now the same part I want to perform using the ADF. So inside the ADF also we can do the same task. Now let's go for the data set. First I'm going to create the data set in order to connect my SQL server. So here is the SQL. So if you can see, this is showing SQL database option. I'm going to click continue here. I'm going to name it SQL underscore data set, and currently I do not have any link service. I'll have to create this link service. So I'm going to name it link service and SQL stored underscore procedure. Now I'm going to select this is Azure subscription, select Azure subscription paid name, select the server name here, select the database name, this is the database name, this is the server, and this is the password. If I check the connection, it should be connected properly. If it is failed, definitely some credentials will be wrong or some server name will be wrong. As you can see, this is the server name, but I had given the server only. This might be triggered for my test connection failed. So I'll have to make it server name, and most probably my password would be same. So if I can see this connection is again failed, so maybe some problem. Let's see the problem here. So most probably it is not allowing this server to connected my values. So I'm going to check this server. This is the server name, and click on this password. That's it. And now I'm going to test connection again. Let's see whether this time it's going to connect it properly or not. So let's see whether it is not connected or not. So let's see what's the problem in this pipeline. Here I can see my server name was the username, and here I can see the password, and this connection is showing failed because this server is not the proper name. So my server name is server admin. So with this server name, I'm going to check the connection whether this is the proper connection or not. Here you can see it's showing the successful. Now I can see whether I can create this through this tabling service. Yes, I can see, and I can see all the tables name here. Now this time I'm going to select the table name and going to import schema none. Look, okay, that's it. Here you can see all the databases, entire database is now created. Go to the pipeline. Inside this pipeline, just create a new pipeline. Inside this, we will see the store procedure activity. I'll drop it here and make sure I'm putting correct, I'm mapping correct settings here. If you want to see the link service showing, which is the only link service available in our ADF, so I'm going to select this part. If you show the test connection, it's connecting successfully. Now I'm going to select the store procedure. So here you can see it's showing all the store procedure, upload and print error and everything. If I go back here, go to the store procedure part. So can I see the same procedure name everything? Yes, it is same procedure which we had just created. Now I'm going to connect this stored procedure name is product name. Now, if you want to see the store procedure parameter, you can see this is showing the various parameters. I can click the name. So here I'll have to name as name because the store procedure is name. So now I can see the store procedure is now here we had the store procedure definition. Here is the name as the variable. So I'm going to name it here, and inside this store procedure I'm going to select the data type, which is a string. Let's see, this time this would be the any random name. So that let's say this would be the bakery. The product name is bakery. So I'm going to name it bakery, and let's debug this code. So what is the store procedure? Store procedure says update the product name of the product where we have product ID 680. Let's see the table again. So I'm going to select the table name from here and writing the query select a string from product name. Go to the home option, run the query. Can you see now this product ID is 680? Can you see this is showing successfully? If I can see, this is the output. Alright. So now here you can see the output is entirely different. Here we can see this is the running the quantity, and although it's not showing anything because the updated was done inside the SQL Server. Now I'm going to make it both two parameters here. So I'm going to make it and with this end I'm going to make it some, for example, ID as well, and this ID is the var character 20. This time I'm going to name it ID as the parameter also. So this would be the another parameter, and let's alter this procedure, and I'm going to run the same procedure again. Can you see it's showing incorrect? Why? Because I didn't put the comma in between two variables. So I'm going to select this name, and can you see it's a success now. Now you go back here inside this ADF, and I'm going to I'll have to add one more parameter. So under the setting of a stored procedure parameter, I'm going to add new variable, and inside this I'm going to add ID. Make sure you have given the correct or the same ID name. Do not give any spelling error or name error here. So I'm going to assign the string again because it's also the string type or var character type. Here you can see I had given the var character type. So I'm going to giving var character, and this time I'm going to give any ID name. Let's select this part Let's say I'm going to give 706. So I'm going to give 706 this time and debug. So it will update 706 with the bakery name. So what is the name here? This is something HR Road Frame Red. So but I'm going to select this. I'm going to update this 706 product ID again. Let's run this part. It's not updated. Maybe this query is failed. Why it is failed? Because this sales product ID AK cannot insert duplicate sales product. Okay, this might be the same product name. So what I'll do, I'll give some different values inside this. I'm going to give some any another name because this might be the primary key. So let's say this would be the lukewarm, any product name. So I'm going to debug this run. So this is the most common mistakes while updating inside the SQL database because we have provided the same name. Can you see this time it's succeeded? Let's go back to the server part and go back to SQL database. I'm going to run this part. Can you see now it's showing 706 lukewarm. Previously it was 680. So here you can see, as we can see, the updated part is showing here. So you can use the stored procedure inside the SQL server. Thank you so much for joining. You can see the other videos if you want to run other activity or you want to go through the entire course of ADF. Thank you.